here we are. Another solid back day has begun. I was going to say in the books, but we're not even close to done yet. The chin-ups complete. The idea is a little less weight, more sets. So 4 sets instead of, I don't know, 2 or sometimes 3, and trying to keep it at a solid 2 minutes rest in between. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but right around that mark. And basically I get 4 sets, 5 reps, 20 reps total. Then the next week I move up. So far, I guess 3 weeks in a row, we've been consistent. Hopefully this takes me to new territory in the chin-ups. Time will tell. It is a fun break from the max effort ones that I've been doing. So good way to change things up. Not that I'm huge on that typically, but every once in a while. Let's check the weight, see what we got. Really not sure today. If anything, I think it's going to be down a little bit because food just hasn't been. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Really? Oh, man. Really? Interesting. All right. Well, 210 even. Obviously, it's in the middle of the day, but it's no shoes. All right, cool. That's a PR weigh-in. I'll take it. And the chin-ups felt good, which obviously that's body weight dependent. So we're gonna jump right into the double rows. 2 sets there, single arm pulls, and then hopefully some heavy curls. So I absolutely love the double rows, and I of course really like pushing them close to 100 pounds per dumbbell. But I've been doing them with 85s lately, and I still feel like I'm able to push the limit, keep the form good, and it doesn't put as much pressure on the lower back. It's like a noticeable difference, and you wouldn't think that taking 15 pounds off each would make a difference, but it seems to. Like I want some pressure on the lower back, but I don't want to be like over fatiguing it. You know what I mean? Like if you can stay in the safe range, and that's why like I don't do reps past failure. Like, and obviously I lift on my own, so I can't, but I feel like whatever rep I can get on my own, you know, that's the last rep. Whenever it is, I just stop there, and I don't do just like a controlled fail. I guess it'd be like a lengthened partial. I know that's the special term that people use nowadays. But you know, basically what was happening with the rows was I was kind of getting to that point, and I think I did make some gains, but I think the lower back was still working to full capacity, if that makes sense. Whereas with 85s, I can go all the way to the limit. It's like the perfect balance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, with chin-ups, right? The failing point, there's nothing to do with the lower back. The failing point is just the lats. You know, it's the top range, really. But there's nothing else that's like taking more strain, you know? Like these, the longer I'm holding them, there's more and more pressure on the lower back. And the lower back is strong enough to continue to work and support. Other exercises, there is no aspect like that. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's an evolution, you know? It's a journey. You got to look at what you've done and adapt when you need to. So enough positive talk. Let's get this done here. Ugh. Whew. All good. Hope that makes sense. Another good example, I guess, would be squats. Your lower back, like towards the end, depending on your structure and your strength. Like my lower back is stronger than my legs, so it's going to chip in the minute the legs start failing. And yes, definitely some of that is form, but you know, some of it is just what's the stronger muscle. And if you really push the limit, you're going to end up with, okay, the stronger muscle is going to start to take over. I know people have different opinions about that because, I don't know, some people just push through the squats like Clarence Kennedy. You want to see some absurd squatting, go check out his 584 for 10 reps. He's also done, he had 675 for 1 with a pause all the way to the ground with no belt. 675. Just ridiculous. But his ability to push through, like the 584 for 10 video, go watch that video. Like, you're trying to get fired up for your squat day, go watch that video. I'm pretty sure he wasn't even listening to music when he did it. Like, just an insane display of strength. But like towards the end, his legs are obviously still working quite a bit, but he starts to get that forward tilt, you know, where his lower back starts to do more of the work, and he's able to just push through, you know, and be totally fine. So that's what I'm trying to avoid with this. It's a different movement, obviously, but it's the same idea. Like, you know, if you're just trying to get 10 reps, whatever it takes, that's different than I'm trying to get, you know, 10 reps, but have my lats doing most of the work. I don't mind the benefit in the lower back that I get from it, but, you know, the lower back gets a decent amount of work pretty consistently. I mean, it's getting worked a little bit tomorrow, log press. It's getting worked the day after with deadlifts, front squats. Then it's getting worked again on Saturday with back and biceps. Then it's getting worked again on Sunday with squats and farmer carries. So there's no lack of lower back exercising. So yeah, I'm gonna breathe for a bit. I should probably stand up, but it's a good stretch in the ankles. Work on my mobility. The goal is, you know, eventually be able to squat close stance like here without any round in the lower back. So like we're almost there, but I have to go slightly up on my heels to get there. But it's getting better, you know. If I can eliminate that hip drop at the bottom, my chances of lower back injury drop quite a bit. So that's what we're working on. Okay, here we go. And it's a win. All right, little rest. Very happy to see that 210 again. We had a high weigh-in over the weekend, but it was, I think it was on, it might have been on Sunday. I'm not sure, honestly. It was either Thursday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. But I didn't really count that because I had shoes and pants. This is a, you know, no shoes, just, you know, the normal attire. So even if it's not an exact weight, it's a consistent weigh-in. So anyway, here we are on pull downs. 10 and 7 is the mark. We shall see. I still got to try the bracing thing with my feet. Not a horrible 10. I'll take it. Here we go. Bulking is the way. Lean bulk though. Like we're not adding too much pudge. Not as much as last time at least. All right. So 10, right side here. Tomorrow we're back to log press. I'm thinking just trying to get the pull out the thumbnail, right? Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing the heavier behind the neck press last week, but as I've said many times, like if I take more than a week off log press, it takes a decent hit just because it's a technique movement and you kind of lose a little bit of skill, I think. Deadlift, I take a week off. A lot of times I'm stronger the next week. Although, there's definitely technique involved with deadlift. It's not quite the same. But yeah, I would love to hit a 200 and then a 225 behind the neck, at some point. But the log press has been moving in a good direction, so I don't want to let that drop. All right. Give it another couple seconds. When I first got the log, I tried to work up to 175. Couldn't even get it for a 1. Like barely got it off the chest. And now we're doing pretty consistently 185 for sets of, congruent, consistent reps. So some of that's obviously skill. You're learning the movement, but it's fun. If you have a gym where there's a log press, like, I don't know, like it's a dangerous movement. Like it's more dangerous for sure, but I think it's a ton of fun. If you can set up, like I use these, so that if I have to drop it, at least it's going to fall on something. Probably the best way to do it is do it inside a squat rack. So you have full, like a big bar protecting you, so there's no way it can fall on you. All right. Kind of like farmer carries. Like anything overhead, obviously, is always more dangerous, but farmer carries, you could drop it on your foot, something like that could happen. But it's such a fun movement. Like just here, pick up this object, take it as far as you can, basic. I actually feel pretty good today. Just feel heavy, I like that feeling. I hope to never see a body weight under 200 again, honestly. Like even, when family vacation time comes again, I'm going to try and keep it like we're not going below 200, which we did that pretty successfully. I stayed at like 204. Should have gotten a better eccentric. Also, William, I really like the idea of the dead hang at the end of the pull-ups, but I didn't want to decimate my grip before going into the double rows and whatnot. But I think it would absolutely help build the lats. It was a good back day, but we got to get at least a set or two for the biceps in. There was a period of time where I did arms actually twice a week. So I think that absolutely has contributed to some arm growth. But, to go from, say, it was like 15.5-inch arms to where we're at now, which is just a little bit over 17, possibly more, depending on, if if I got a really good, accurate measurement. But I still seem to be able to progress just doing, obviously, back movements and a couple sets of, like 4 sets total for curls. So it makes me think, okay, what if like there was an 8th and a 9th day in the week and I could fit in 2 arm days? Again, this is why I understand sometimes like the Arnold split where he was doing 2 a days. Like if I could do that, I think I absolutely would. Maybe it'll be at some point in time, we'll find a way to do it, but it would probably have to be like a super early morning thing, like, you know, before anyone else in the family's awake, basically. But maybe there'd be a way to structure it that could be like a 20-minute, just absolutely destroy the arms, and then later in the day we hit the back and biceps. We do bis and tris. I don't know. I really have to think about how to structure it so that it didn't affect the bigger movements. But I feel like it could be the journey to 18-inch arms, eventually. All right, enough talk. We got the 60s here. PR has been 11, which we did on Tuesday last week, actually. Live video. It was a live video. So we'll see if we can get at least double digits. I said 10 plus, so obviously, I'm thinking 12. But you never really know until you pick them up. I did do a warm-up set, 30s for a couple reps. Yeah, it was too much swing. Hey, it's a journey, I always say that just because, kind of like a reminder to myself, because I used to get pretty caught up in like me from 6 years ago. Like, I didn't get, it's all good. It's consistent workouts added up over time without injuries. I know it sounds like it's oversimplifying, and a lot has to do with having a good program. Huge amount has to do with eating food, making sure you're in a calorie surplus. A lot of it, sleep. But after you check those boxes, you just need good workouts where you're pushing the limit and you're not getting injured. Because if you're getting injured, you're not growing. So that's how I cope with only getting 9 reps on that set. All right, last thing, we'll get a set with the 30s, try and knock out 15 maybe. And then, yeah, elbows have been good, and I've been doing more grip work. Actually, my desk now, I've got the 250 gripper, just trying to close and hold that to eventually work up to the 300. Not at the 300 yet. All right, here we go, last thing. Real quick, I like to do these sometimes just to get the forearms a little bit. Woo. Okay, that is it for today. I'm gonna go get some calories in after I decompress, and then tomorrow log press. Probably just gonna try and knock out the 185 for 5 reps. We've done 4. I don't think we've gotten the 5 consecutive yet. Don't think. I'll check the book, but I don't think so. So we'll make that the goal. Maybe if we have more time, a heavy single beforehand, but more than likely not. Some behind the neck press, some laterals, some rears, and yeah, should be solid. We're almost to 4K subscribers. I'm very excited about that. It's been a journey thus far. I really appreciate everyone joining, as a subscriber, and then also the member section. Thank you so much for that extra level of support. If you're interested in it, click the join button. It'll give you all the information. That's it. Peace.